Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft. Here with your hosts Blackjack and Babagusta. Joining us is our matchup and Foxy, as we are here for the second half of the second day of Division 1 in Season 4. Plenty of numbers right there, but of course, as you all know, it is simply day 2 of this beautiful division in the 4th season of the Pro League. Starting us off is going to be Monkas versus Demas Force, both of them looking to make their stamp in the season, seeing as they both lost yesterday's games that they had. So today will be their first win, and one of them has to go up, the other unfortunately will not. Let's find that out on the map of Villa, joining the players live on the ban phase right now, in fact, as Demas Force on the defense have the first ban, that is Thatcher of the board. Thatcher on Villa, it's a very standard ban right there. No surprises from Demas Force's side. But what I want to know is what Monka S will decide to ban, seeing as, of course, we've seen time and time again, Demas Force loves the Blackbeard, but no, that's a target ban for Tsukishima Goat. The Blitz will be taken care of. The German Shield, with a very bright, with a very bright future for himself in the round, not so much for the defenders in any given round he goes up against. But he'll be off the board, off the table, all of those metaphors and whatnot. And the first defender to be banned from Monk's side is going to be Melusi as well. Another operator that Demon's Force has done fairly well with, despite their match history, and an operator who slots in very well with the current competitive meta of Rainbow Six, which is slightly more aggressive, slightly more on the shooter side of things, but it requires a bit of timing and a little bit of pressure and setup as well. Not so much a Shadow Legacy, of course. The utility meta is long since gone, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meanwhile, we have the Demon's Force final ban of the map. That is Mira. Gone, done and dusted, with the bans being Thatcher Blitz, Melusi, and Mira over and finished. And we'll be going into the first round as some memes and whatnot go off on the all chat about taking a break or retiring from competitive CG. If anybody's followed the region for the last few months, you will know exactly what we are talking about here. But regardless, let's have a look at both the rosters that are here in the lobby for us today. From the side of Monkas on the attack, we've got Ishan or Buckinator, Jora, definitely Noob, Cruzy, and Lusty Boy. No QB today. And from the side of Demon's Force, we've got Next Shot, Asterix, Snapper One Candy, Poseidon, and Tsukishima Go. That is right, Poseidon, the man himself, is playing today. So this should be a very good game indeed. Sledge will be 6 picked in as the first side of choice, his second floor trophy and statuary room. And I've kept the man from the mic long enough as Next Shot nearly took, oh boy, Tsukishima Go's head off, but of course, accidents were avoided. Babagusta, how do you feel on this fine evening?
Well, I am excited for this match, Jack. Talking about the previous, match, which was in yesterday, Demon's Force going up against Valiants. Unfortunately, they could not win against them 7-4 on map Oregon, giving them the loss in the first match in Division 1. Today, they are going up against Team Monka S on map Villa. This will be a very exciting one because in the previous match, we didn't get to see Poseidon being brought up in the match against Valiants. But this time, we do see him playing up against Monka S. The same could not, couldn't say the same though, because QB unfortunately isn't here for Team Monka S. We'll see what's going to happen here as again, the all chat is still on fire though. The red action phase will proceed as the attackers will make their way, especially Jora, who is in towards Mean, and definitely Noob to support his teammate too. Apparently, he'll be the one repelling in towards the connector, not towards the connector, at the astronomy window to make that vertical lines of sight, to make that, inverted repel, as we like to call it. And Jora will be in towards the roof as well, in towards the skylight. You will be able to hold an angle right in towards the second floor statuary room. If it is not a particular angle to be in with, but they will now make their way in towards the closet room. Jora is already in, so does Lusty Boy, in which he'll be the one repelling in. Now he's just going to use his drone works to get much more information here. As Asterix with the deployable shield and also a few denial of utilities thanks to his magnet nades. A total of 2 flashbangs will get caught to make sure that the Wombai's magnet nades wouldn't happen a lot of problems in it, as the nade will succeed taking out that deployable shield. Jora slowly making his way in towards master bathroom. He needs to be careful of the one in towards astronomy. Sees the head, doesn't get the connect, goes for that pre-fire too, but still he will stay. He's not going to move an inch, but we still see a bit of his body being exposed here. Poseidon really needs to be careful here. One nade is all it needs to get this kill, or technically an Nash breaching shot would also do the trick, which would force Poseidon out of his positioning. But here comes a pre-fire yet again from Jora. Missed the shot yet again, and Poseidon still survives though, without an inch at all. Next shot is still here for the support to make sure that the heavy aggressive push would not happen, and looks like Go to be able to find out one. There's definitely a Noob off the board, and with that 50-second mark will come in for Monka S to make their play.
Not a whole lot of time, and losing definitely is not going to help them in the slightest. Another gas grenade from Next Shot to make sure that Poseidon has as much of an advantage in that situation that he's found himself in as the push from Bathroom will allow for. Jora trying for the longest time to try and get in, but he will take some damage instead from the AUG, and he's trying to find him, but Tsukishima will find Cruzy in the meanwhile, as there's 2 people now pushing astronomy. Tsukishima gets refragged onto by Lusty Boy in the meanwhile. 3 versus 4, as they really want to find the kite. They will will. Jora, beautifully done. But you still have the smoke. He's going to find one and fall back in time. Next shot might have just saved the round right there. As R6S finds another one, he's going to take some damage, but there's only 7 seconds remaining. Lusty Boy pushes in, but will get found by Sniper One Candy. The MPX from the Valkyrie will finish off the round. Chaotic right towards the end, but a good round for the side of Demas Force. So much time wasted just by that one man, Poseidon, in Astronomy, as we will see in the instant replay. They literally needed to get Ash, Zofia, and I believe Lusty Boy, the ace, came around for a second to try and help, but couldn't, fell back and found somebody else instead. A beautiful second floor trophy and a statutory defense from the side of DF leads them to first floor. Wait a minute. Living room and a library from the side of the defense. That is... Man, today seems to be the day for unorthodox sites, and I say that because of the game in the afternoon where... the Exterminate Esports kept going back to basement tellers and first floor, basement archives and first floor tellers on the map of Consulate against Union Gaming. While their round history wasn't exactly up to par to the way they wanted it to be, it was still pretty interesting to see them try out something more experimental, if you will, in Div 1. But here, Living Room and Library, this is, I believe, the very first time in the entirety of the time that we've seen Villa in not just the Pro League, these seasons of the Pro League, but also the previous league, that we're seeing this site. I have no recollection of this site being played, ladies and gentlemen, and that's not me saying that my memory might be bad. It is to an extent, but I would remember Living Room Library being played because it is not played in the slightest. But enough about me blabbering on about sites that we haven't or have seen before. I'm interested to see the kind of setup that we're going to get from Demas Force. We saw a few reinforcements and rotations being made on second floor Aviator Games Room, and that most certainly is going to help. They've got the smoke up there, I believe, next shot, and you have Sniper on Candy for C4s and information from below to be fed to the anchors inside the site. That's probably going to be Poseidon and maybe even Tsukushima. But for the time being, we're just going to have the second floor pressure being applied by Monka S. I'm sure they'll be, for a few seconds at the very least, a little confused as to the selection from Demas Force's end, but they will quickly try to make good work of this site with plenty of time to do that. But definitely Noob's already in. He's pushing Study hard right now. Cruz is going to join him towards that Aviator side. He's seen Sniper on Candy, and the Pulse has to be very careful in his position, trying to see if he can get an angle or two, or at the very least staying hidden, and Poseidon trying to get somebody on a vertical angle. His position's given away. He's going to fall back in case of a wallbang from the hallway right next to him. No wallbangs just yet. That is the buck. Jora trying to do vertical plays, but Sniper on Candy's got a down one. He takes the kill and repeats that as well. Oh, boy. He's either very brave or not so you know what, I'm not gonna go on that thread for the time being. Poseidon flashed out of his mind as he's still in cover. They didn't push him. I believe that was Jora with the flashbang, but with a minute 20 remaining, they have not established verticality. That's going to hurt the side of Monka quite a bit as Tsukushima finds another one. This is actually working for Demas Force.
I mean, I'm very excited. I'm also curious to know how are they winning in those gunfights. But Jora with the skeleton key be able to take down Poseidon immediately and get the control on second floor ABG. Go to the other hand with the T5 SMG in towards 90, claims the life of Lusty Boy. The attackers are slowly making their way. Just Jora sees it. Yes, he does. He'll be able to take out Tsukushima Goat immediately, putting it in a 2v2 situation where Team Monka S needs to go in towards the side of Living Room. Now, smoke gas cancers will be brought up from next shot. He still has 2 more to deny that push, whereas Cruzy and Jora is in so low on HP, but still gets the kill, taking out Asterix. And now it is a 1v2 situation here. Next shot needs to get 2 players, in which both of them are in low HP. The SMG-11, 1 bullet should do the trick. He's now patiently waiting, in which he'll get the confirmation of Jora, in which Cruzy needs to be careful here. The smoke gas canisters being brought up, but Cruzy is in the it's right and out of the range. But oh boy, this is not looking too good.
Oh,
the bandit shot,
no.
deletion, cool mines. He has to push it to make the play.
Not like that. Cruzy.
What just happened?
Oh no, Cruzy. Oh boy, we're gonna see that in the instant replay as well. Pushed into a literal corner with a goo mine and a bandit. I think that was an electro claw, but whatever. Oh no, 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 no. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You hate to see it, as it were. Definitely not if you're a Demons Force fan, of course. That was probably quite hilarious for whoever you're supporting in this match. It was quite the way to go out, shall we say, for Cruzy. That's definitely going to sting for Monkas. I'm pretty sure they're not going to let that one go quietly. But regardless, that little that moment is going to give Demon's Force their second round in a row. Caught trying to take care of the goo mine, didn't get it out in time, was taking damage from the bandit battery, had to take out the goo mine, decided not to because there were too many things to do, couldn't get the plant off. Oh, you absolutely hate to be in that position. I mean, there's such a rare chance of that happening as well, but at this one, I believe Div 1 has just shown us everything that we could expect to see in Rainbow Six. I mean, 7 zeros and 7 ones from Union Gaming sides, and now this? Yikes. Yeah, that's going to be a yikes from me, Captain. As we're going to move on to the third round. Demas Force 2-0 as their push on, their defense on first floor living room actually worked out. Even though, the second floor roam hold at one point, even at a 3v3 situation, it looked pretty good for DF, right? But then Tsukushima Goat went down, and then you had the other defender going down as well, unfortunately. But Next Shot didn't really have to do too much in the end. He got Jora taken care of, and, well, the rest is history. Right now, AVG, as in Aviator Games Room, the site of choice from the defense, a curious lack of first floor dining room and kitchen from the side of Demon's Force. But I digress, given that you still have Aviator available and Demon's Force likes to go Aviator every now and again, it makes sense for them to be here. They want to maximize on the number of rounds that they could possibly take, and they want to maximize the chances of winning this game, putting their first points on board. But even then, it's certainly not going to be made easy. Cruzy and Lusty Boy definitely very low on HP on the fight that they're trying to take right now. Jora, in the meanwhile, pushing up the red carpet stairs. I believe his position is given away, but Tsukushima Goat looking away might not be the best option right there. He's peeking balcony. Oh boy. Nerves of steel on this man right here. As Jordan, in the meanwhile, is going to take a bit of damage from Poseidon. That's again going to give away his position, and he's fallen back instead. It looks like he might want to emphasize on vertical, or he might just be doing that to pick up the diffuser and then emphasize on vertical. Certainly a lot of work there, as 3 operators from the side of Monkas have taken a fair beating, if you will. But Demon's Force are still looking pretty strong. Drones coming out, Snap on Candy, position given away, falls back. Next shot. Well, that's an interesting position to be playing in.
Well, talking about positionings, the Monka S are slowly making their way into the side, and that includes Jora, who is still dealing with some major problems here. But oh boy, it's not going to look too well here, as definitely accidentally TK's his teammate with a nade. Buckinator goes down, and Jora goes down in the hands of Tsukushima Goat, goes aggressive, gets one more with the P5 SMG. But instead, he's going to get taken out from the sledge. An instant refrag will come in from the team, and there you have it. Sniper on Candy with the final kill, taking out Cruzy, as Demon's Force is relentless, winning 3 rounds back-to-back on defense. And with it, round 4 will commence. And also, we take a look at it in the instant replay. Oh boy, a lot of mistakes coming in from both the teams, especially the accidental nade from definitely claiming the life of Ishan. Oh boy. Not looking too good here from Team Monka S. And also, the site, even the site, talking about the first floor living room itself, we did get to see Snap on Candy playing as the Pulse. We did get to see the same, the same place where they were going up against Valiance on map Oregon, where he used the M5 shotgun on second floor kids, where he did use the cardiac sensor to get a kill. Unfortunately, at that time, Snapper on Candy had a bit of a problems in when it comes to winning gunfights against Valiance, but this time, going up against Monka S, we've seen some we see some major improvement coming in from Snap on Candy, although the only thing I could say is that Candy had a really bad day yesterday, and today he's just trying to make up for it and make sure he'll be able to get those kills, and also a wonderful gunplays and also performance being made here from Team Demon's Force. The same thing can be said to Monka S2, the way how aggressive Jora is when the site was on second floor trophy. But sometimes there are those a bit of mistakes that Monka S needs to recover from. And they've been doing it time to time here, don't you agree, Jack?
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, most certainly. Regardless of whatever you think round two was, they have made plenty of mistakes. Their gunfight selection has not been stellar. Neither has been their intel gathering game, as certain, pushes that they're making directly into the hands of defenders waiting and watching at that exact area that they're pushing seems to have, indicate a lack of complete droning in the map. And I'm only saying that as a form of speculation, of course. We don't exactly know what's going on in the comms of Monka S, but for the time being, Demon's Force has certainly outplayed them in more instances than one. Three, to be specific, seeing as 3 rounds have gone the way of the defense. And now we've got Asterix holding a tiny little angle all the way towards that entry, the entry of the window of Closet. But he looks away at arguably the wrong time, seeing as Jora pushed in and the drones have spotted where the
Bomb
Jaeger
located by
is.
attackers.
But he's actually going to get that shot, a beautiful one indeed, onto Cruzy. Oh boy, Cruzy really can't catch a break today, can he? As the drones are still giving away Asterix's position right here. You have the Twitch drone, but no, he's going to clip the head of, definitely. That was a pre-fire that caught that man. And oh boy, definitely will not be feeling too good about that. The Twitch coming in once again from Ishan to take care of the ADSs, and the Vulcan Shield will be popped nice and quickly, saving Ash her valuable breaching rounds. But other than that, one piece of utility and a little bit of health off of Asterix is traded for 2 bodies of Monk S. That is quite the play right now. From that one man alone, Asterix has certainly made life quite difficult in this round for the set of Monk S. There's somebody very close to him. He hears the barbed wire being broken. He's just going to hold. Sniper on Candy wants to go out, and he will. He will be followed by the Jaeger. But no, he actually doesn't follow. And instead, Lusty Boy gets 2 very good kills right there. And unfortunately, had they just coordinated a little bit more, Asterix might have been able to follow up on the kill on Sniper Want Candy. Not to be, but the summer reaches won't go out just yet. I believe electrical interference is still being run, and Tsukishima God will deal some damage, a lot of damage, in fact, onto Lusty Boy, and stay close to the reinforced wall. Doesn't have to worry about that, as Sean takes a ton of damage as well. 40 seconds remain. C4 comes out. A little bit more damage to Ishan, but not a whole lot. And time is running out. 3 versus 3, but time for Monkas is very crucial in this situation. The Legion will push out, and he's going to get that. It's now a 2v3, but the diffuser has been dropped straight in the hands of the man, and as Ishan will go down as well. And now it's all down to Jora. One man standing, getting Poseidon the first kill. Got a Guman in his shin, takes it out. He knows the lesson, but how much can he do? Not a whole lot. Tsukishima God comes in, finishes off the kill, and with that, Demon's Force continue their train of round of victory after round of victory. And I do have to say, I'm sorry about completely taking over the round, Baba, but there was just no instance where I could stop talking. So 4-0 is the scoreline, but Tsukishima Goat is apparently asking for a pause. There seems to be a bit of an issue from the Demon's Force side. So that actually gives us some time to talk about the match that we have just had. Baba, what do you think? 4-0 for DF is quite the score.
I mean, it is. I do have to agree on that, Jack. And again, thinking about going on round 5, DF has made a decision to go back to first floor dining room slash kitchen yet again. Actually, dining room and kitchen. Actually,
This is the first time they're going there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that they're going yet again, because on round 2nd we did see them going on a living room slash library, in which
Yep.
they just entirely won. I wouldn't say by luck. I mean, poor Cruzy just got caught from a least two mine. The bandit charges on the kite electro claws. But anyways, we are back into the match, ladies and gentlemen, as we have resumed the timer, and with it we will resume back the match as well. Round 5, first floor dining room slash kitchen. And yeah, talking about that previous round, you did see 2 of the players on the side of DF, Asterix and Sniper on Candy, going way too aggressive to try to take out Lusty Boy. That was a bit way too aggressive there. Although Cyberpunk gets taken out immediately, it would have been better to just halt the aggression, but Asterix decides to just go in and get those kills. But Lusty Boy did win that gunfight, giving them the major advantage too. The only problem was they could not open up the walls which was in towards Statuary Room, because most of the time they were mainly focused on trying to take out that deployable shield which was in towards the Statuary Room entrance, guarded by a total of 2 ADSs. In which Ishan, I mean, is a really good player when it comes to playing as the Twitch, did try to take out two of those uh, did try to take out two of the ADS so that the Ash would use her breaching charge to take out that deployable shield. But unfortunately, a lot of time was invested onto taking out that deployable shield that they forgot to take out the electro claws in towards second floor statuary room, not even giving them the angle. They were forced to push in towards the entrance, and with that, DF still going very strong on defense, surprisingly enough, 4-0. And Monka S have nothing to answer for. With that, action phase will proceed, the site being on living room slash dining, not on library. They will they shouldn't have much of a problem dealing with though, but especially for Candy, doesn't have to worry about it at all. The Pete and Roni claiming the life of Jorah. I believe that was in towards the statuary entrance. Oh boy, things are not looking too good here for Team Monka. It's already an early player down. That's going to be a total of 3 Ash breaching charges and 3 breach charge, I believe, to use that vertical lines of sight. And oh boy, you see two of these players looking at the top of the dining room, thinking of going for a C4 play. I mean, they do not have good amount of information. If they maybe have the caught out drones from Mozzie, might be able to figure out a way to get those kills. Apparently, Cruzy is going for a drone work nearby towards the astronomy. And next shot is actually going for a really good C4 toss right in towards the statuary entrance. But unfortunately, won't be able to get a kill just yet because he didn't had that good amount of information either from the default cams or from the stolen drones that DF has. Now with it, they don't have information. They're just, they're just waiting for the attackers to make their move. With the vertical lines of sight being prepped here, as Cruzy gets one more, taking out Tsukushima Goat, equalizing the man count as well. The hatch will be open, and so does Memorial, in which Cruzy is holding an angle from that specific positioning here. Definitely the total of 2 impact nades being used. He has 2 more concussive nades to try to get a perfect location on where exactly the players are. They also have to take out those electro claws, in which Poseidon has hidden a very good location where the attackers have no idea on how to deal with it. And also, I just forgot to mention that next shot has a TCSG with a suppressor equipped, which has which will have like a less amount of damage, and he needs to make those shots count. It doesn't have a good amount of fire rate though, but still, the attackers still needs to make a play as we reach to the 22nd mark.
Very little time remains for the side of Monka as they're trying to go for a push. Couldn't even get the hard breach done. Lusty Boy is going to get taken out instead as the Zofia pushes in. And the Jaeger's going to repeat. Get that. Along with Asterix and Poseidon firing off on all cylinders. So much time wasted on second floor hunting roamers. One of them had already fallen back. Tsukushima Goat was the only one to go down. Demon's Force absolutely comfortably winning their 5th round in a row, 5-0. As Monkas have absolutely no response to any of what's transpiring on our screens right now. We're going to be heading to second floor Aviator and Games Room as DF at this point is pretty much looking to complete a successful run around the entire map, defensively speaking, of course, and go into attack 6-0. That will be what, the second 6-0 in Division 1 in the first week itself. Oh, okay. That actually just hit me. That will, in fact, be the second 6-0 round conversion in Division 1. One of which was against ESM Elite, a team that has shown that they are definitely pretty scary, or, well, up until Season 3, and one against Monka S. Am I reading that right, Baba? There is a very good chance that Monka S might get 6-0'd in the first half of this map.
5 seconds to go.
Wow. That is It's quite surprising to see that, Jack. And also, I mean, there is a chance that where it might go 7-0, but I mean, for Monka S, I believe in second half they might be able to win more 6 rounds, but it will be way much more challenging, more difficult to even win it out. And DF doesn't even have a problem to deal with. Okay, good. Are you okay?
Uh,
All right. Okay. So that just happened,
that happened.
and we have absolutely no idea on why it actually happened.
They're just vibing at this point.
I mean,
Demon
they're
Force
either.
is this.
I mean, they're either wiping or just adding a score. I mean, they're just increasing their difficulty just to make sure that
Just
it would be easier
to-
for Monka as to give them a chance. That's exactly what's happening because I have no idea on what is exactly happening here. I
Oh
mean, you
boy.
do see two drone was coming in from Monka as to give much more information, but it gets taken out from Mai, who is still holding an angle through the main stairs. Oh boy. For a moment there, I almost had a hiccup too. Anyways, Sniper on Candy with the reinforcements in towards the game's room. Next shot, contesting against the Ash with the TCSG suppressor. Oh boy, a lot of tensions brewing here from Monka S's line of attack. They haven't opened up a single wall for the past 6 rounds. The pre-fire will come in from Zofia, not claiming the life of Sniper on Candy, but that pre-fire through the wall will claim the life of definitely. Oh boy, not looking too good here from Team Monka as the push again will come in towards Sanctuary Room in which Asterix has got it covered, taking out Lusty Boy. And again, two players still in at the main stairs hallway, whereas Poseidon sees one, doesn't see the perfect head of the Ash, which would make it into a 3v3 situation here as Jora is slowly making his way. Sees the guy towards walls, a beautiful kill from Jora, taking out Sniper 1 Candy, in which he was in a total of 10 HP. So basically a body shot was more than enough to get confirmation here. Asterix, oh boy, pushing in towards the 90s hallway. We'll be able to find one, and the pre-fire, boy, he's going to take out Jora as well. 2v2. Buckinator is in sight, and so does Cruzy. All they have to do is to take out Asterix in towards the vault, in which Buckinator tries it, and he will get that. And also, the last kill will come in from Ishan himself as he takes out two players, next shot and the other player who was involved, as Monka S will finally win their attack round, winning second floor AVG. And with it, we will reach to the second half. Oh,
Wait, what?
no, not again.
Oh boy, I thought this wasn't supposed to happen, but apparently it has. We've somehow been, as in our spectator has somehow been booted out of the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be a moment for us right here, as I'm just busy noting down some information about the game nice and quickly. We're reconnecting, of course, don't worry. We are, in fact, reconnecting nice and quickly, just to make sure that nobody misses the action. I just hope that the teams haven't disconnected thinking that we had some net issues of our own. It's happened before, but knowing both of these teams, yeah, there we go. Everybody's still there. Everybody's waiting. We're gonna go forward with this game nice and quickly. As yep, there we go. We can see the Blackbeard pick from Sniper One Candy once again, and the side of choice will be second floor Aviator and a games room going into. Excuse me, they're going into this match once again. Back on your screens, live and yeah, going back to that moment of what you just said, Baba, it is in fact 5-1 in favor of Demas Force over Monka S on the map of Villa, going into a Demas Force attack time. This is gonna not be too good for Monka S if they are not ready for the storm that is currently on their way. It is about to make landfall, and that storm, it is known as a Demas Force attack, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen time and time again why you should be very afraid of Demas Force's attack, and they are gonna try and make that into even more of a reality here today. Anybody who remembers Season 3's Demas Force versus Live to Kill match on Coastline will remember exactly why I say that. And, it's not just the operator said that Demas Force brought out that match, mind you. Every other match from that point on, DF were just killing it when it came to their aggression and their attack aggression, especially. But I bring up the L2K match because they brought out the Operation Chimera meta and absolutely steamrolled the side of L2K. Emphasis on steamroll, mind you. I remember that game as if it were just yesterday that I got to cast it. But for the time being, they're going to have to play it just a little bit slower because, of course, for one, they're not bringing out the Operation Chimera meta. They are just waiting, excuse me, right there, to do what they normally do and then go into their aggressive plays. They're setting up an Asterix. He's pushing up very close. Does not know that the Jaeger's there. The Zofia will go down as definitely Noob takes the first kill. Asterix to fall at the 2-minute mark. But no, the refrag will come in. Good stuff from Tsukushima. Holding a cross angle as Jora will be found by another. That is Snapper on Candy. The Blackbeard coming in to secure his and Demas Force's second kill in the round, putting themselves back on the man count lead. The one that they really want in this situation, as it only leaves Lusty Boy, Cruzy, and Ishan the last line of defense for the side of Monka S.
Well, with the attackers from DF slowly making their way in towards the side, they have to worry about the vault positioning and as well as the site on bar, where one of the ace Summer Breach charges will be used to make that lines of sight, and also an aggressive play from Tsukushima Goat will be able to deal some major damage to Buckinator in towards the wall, but he is protected from the wall, the deployable shield, and also Lusty Boy going very aggressive in towards the study room. Needs to be careful on one, doesn't have to worry about Sniper nor next shot as Cruzy gets one, taking him out, putting in a 3v2, but the down is in from the Goyo. Not a necessary run from Tsukushima Goat as Cruzy will claim the life, putting in all hands of Poseidon. The man, he has to deal with 3 players on the side of Monka S. Lusty Boy will be revived with a total of 10 HP, and now he will slowly make his way in towards the trophy entrance window. Now he needs to find 3 players here. He has 3 breach charges. He has those drones to give vital information. He has a lot of time as well. I mean, 35 seconds. I mean, not a lot. He will be able to get use some of the time for drone works. But still, it will be difficult for Poseidon to clutch this one out. To keep that in mind, he has the G8 LMG as well. He just needs to find 3 players here, in which one of them is prone out. Needs to be careful of the head there, in which Goyo still prone in, sees the leg as well as he sweeps in. The C4 will come in. Actually, he's not going to use the C4 just yet. He's just going to use it as a trap. Gets caught out from mid-air, but in the end, it's just a lot of time being wasted here. Poseidon taking out Lusty Boy, but in the end, it's just going to be time ticking from 2 to 0. Whereas Monka S will win their round of defense. Round 7 goes to them, putting it in the score to 2-5. And with it, round 8 will proceed, where Team Monka S are still surviving. But for how long? The side will be on second floor trophy and saturated room. Let's see whether Team Monka S have figured the situation out against them.
They may have read into Demas Force's attack very well there. Not that Demas Force was doing anything out of the ordinary for themselves either. I wouldn't say they were very like formulaic and pretty obvious, but you know the way that Monka has played that, especially in that 3 versus 4 situation, was pretty decent all things considered. They made sure to at least cover for themselves. Lusty Boy getting downed, and then I believe that was Tsukushima who ran after the kill. Yeah, that was definitely a big misplay. One could argue that that was where Demas Force, effectively speaking, lost the round, seeing as that only left Poseidon as the last man standing. But unfortunately, that round was not to be for the side of DF's attack. They came close, and their early round was really good. Actually, their roam clear was decent. It was well thought out. The initial kill onto Asterix, yeah, that one will definitely need a little bit more droning. So one could argue that Demas Force's drone work in the early round, and overall them just containing their excitement just a little bit more in the late round would, contribute to them taking rounds with just a little bit more consistency, if you will. All things considered, Demas Force, if there's anything that they've struggled with overall, just overall in the many months we've seen them for, it's a little bit of consistency, a little bit of droning, and sometimes they get a bit too excited, a bit too ecstatic, and make pushes or plays that they really shouldn't given the situation. Right now, we're going to see if round 8 brings anything different from Demon's Force's side, as we're going to have magnets and ADSs catching all of these utilities that are being sent towards the Vulcan Shield of the Goyo, but it won't matter as Lusty Boy, unfortunately, is going to see his own Vulcan Shield pop in front of his eyes. That's the first piece of utility taken care of. More than that, that takes care of what? 2, maybe even 3 ADSs, and another one goes down for the one that Jota was using inside of Master Bathroom. Good stuff from DF. Their utility clearance, of course, was never called into question here. It's being done as well as it can be, and Tsukishima Goat's gonna find Lusty Boy. That is the first big swing. Hello! He's inside of sight. He's being seen from the cross angle and will go down instead. Should have probably watched his cross, did not, and Jota made sure to punish him for that. Takes a bit of a beating from the A's, but Cruz is gonna find Snapper on Candy. In the meanwhile, taking out the Blackbeard, very low on HP himself, and Asterix will make sure to get the refrag. You have the Astronomy push coming in. Poseidon does a bit of damage, but it gets taken out as Jota finds his double, and definitely was the one to take down Poseidon. Now it's all down to next shot. Last man standing. Ping's giving away on his position, and definitely he's going to win that. Beautifully done, Monka S. Seems like they're starting to pick themselves back up after that rather disastrous first half of the game, as they will continue to survive, thrive even, in this very first... in their defensive rounds, at least 2 back-to-back defensive rounds, as now they are up to 3-5 from the 1-5 down that they were in not too long ago. And first floor dining room and kitchen will be the site of choice. Pretty well done. Their defense is looking strong so far. Demon's Force, on the other hand, once again, you know, some pushes in the early round are good. Then, as soon as they get any sort of control over site, they somehow manage to blow it. I'm not sure how, but they've done it a couple times now, and they're going to need to be a little bit more coordinated and a little bit more aware of their surroundings if they want to have, if they want to actually win this game, that is. At this point, you know, I don't mean that they don't want to win this game. They obviously do. But to get there, they're going to have to do something just a little bit different. I'm sorry, but that last round did not look good, especially after Tsukishima Goat went down the way he did.
Well, talking about the attacks from DF, we have a very interesting 6-pick from Jora. The one manning the Caviera? Cav? Like, how do you pronounce Caviera, Jack?
I believe both of those pronunciations alongside Cavera are correct, actually. So,
I mean, Cavera, Cav. I mean, most of the time it's called. I mean, most of the time I just pronounce it as Cavera.
Shall we say that the pronunciation of that operator, Cavera, comes with a caveat?
Maybe.
Hey, Foxy's not here. Someone's gonna come up with the dad jokes.
I mean, you're right about that, but anyways, let's see how the cap skills put on to work here from Monka S, because Jora will be the one using the operator. The side being on dining and living room, and with it Goat will be spawned in towards the fountain and make his way in towards the statuary room. Although the drone works from the attacker should give them some viable information, as we see 2 players. I believe that would be Snap on Candy and Next Shot, who is slowly making their way in towards the site, in which one of them, Sniper on Candy, in towards library. And oh boy, Jora is going to meet him at a specific second. Is he going to get down? Is he going to get down? Yes, it does, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be...
Interrogation!
There you go. The first interrogation comes in as Tsukushima Goat gets 1. And the other comes from Cruzy. The SMG-11 claims the life of Poseidon, and Lusty Boy gets 1 more, taking out Next Shot, putting it in a 4v2 situation. Monka S found a weak spot from DF, and they're using it all they've got to get back in the game. And oh boy, they are so close to win this defensive round. Will it be, or will Ghost and Asterisk figure out a way to immediately destroy the entire team of Monka S? I don't think so. Cruzy taking out Asterisk, which leads to Tsukushima Goat in a 1v5, gets 1 in towards the landing zone, slowly making his way into his Astronomy. Oh boy, Tsukushima Goat is on a roll there. Triple kill, taking out Ishan, as a breach charge will come in, will drop down in towards laundry room. He has information, goes for that free fire. Can he get the last? No, it does not. It would be Cruzy with the shotgun to take out Tsukushima Goat. Monka S will still make it out alive, winning round 9 first floor kitchen / dining. And with it, we will proceed to round 10. And please,
Not
do not,
again.
please, not
Not
again.
again.
God!
No. At this point, I'm beginning to question many things, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what happened, but we've been booted out of the lobby as spectators again. And we're going to quickly join back in as soon as we are able to, of course. Forgive the little hair fringe I seem to have over here. As, yeah. I mean, it's 5-4 now, up from 5-0 that DF was leading by. That is a pretty big achievement for the side of Monka S. And unfortunately, for Demon's First, that is, they seem to not quite be in it in their attack. I'm not sure what's happening today. Villa may have just turned it up a notch in terms of its defender favored nature, taking it round after round after round. And unfortunately, excuse me there. Unfortunately, Monk S, Monk S have been doing what they do. Demon's Force, not so much. We're just gonna load into the match nice and quickly. Excuse me for being a little unsure of myself right there. But yeah, there we go. There we go. We're loaded into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Nice and quickly, and we'll be going right back into it with Aviator Games Room being the side of choice from the side of Monkas. Their defense so far has done some good work, as they are simply one round away from equalizing against the side of DF. Demosaurus, in the meanwhile, oh boy, this is not looking too good, shall we say, for their once very dominating, now not so much, lead.
Oh boy, round 10. The side being on second floor AVG. And talking about the site itself here, not gonna be that easy though. Aviator room, yep. Second floor AVG. Very difficult site to be dealing with here from Team Monka S, and also Zemus Force having that huge advantage in the first half, putting it in a 5-1. Unfortunately, couldn't win a single attack round against Monka S's line on defense. That one interrogation from the CAF was more than enough to give vital information, and with it, the win on the side of Kitchen and Dining. Now they're back on AVG, whereas Poseidon will be playing the IQ again, and also a bit of pressure and a lot of frustration would come in from DF, knowing that they haven't won a single attack rounds. The normal drone works will come in, giving some vital information towards the place of a bedroom as well as on statuary room. We'll be able to see the very aggressive Jaeger pushing in, but will reposition himself to come back. Some major damage being dealt there from the player who is holding an angle from the windows of trophy entrance, from the trophy entrance window. Jora, with the SMG-11 in hand, needs to be careful on one, but Ishan gets a very important kill, taking out Poseidon there. I think that was a run out right in towards the windows of the bicycle room, with it a lot of pressure again for Demon's Force, because they've lost a player immediately, and with it, not going to look too well here.
Right now, with a minute 45 remaining, Monkas is finishing off whatever little setup that they need to do. Asterix, oh boy, could have nearly found a head from that Vulcan shield that he's looking at, but no, he misses the first impact grenade. Did he get the second one? No, he didn't. That's a little unfortunate. All things taken care of are barbed wires and ADSs, but no Vulcan shields were harmed in the launching of those two Zofia impact nades. Ladies and gentlemen, Lusty Boy will still have plenty of cover to work with, unless, of course, somebody goes in and pushes through Study. No, it won't matter. That's an Ash charge, probably from below, to take care of that piece of utility. Tsukishima Goat, no, not from below, from just outside. Now currently in the hallway. He's going to see one down below. Yes, he will. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does. A little bit of a messy kill right there, but he's got to be careful of another roamer. That's definitely a noob who is trying to fall back nice and quickly. And yeah, he's just vibing all around the map, as it were. Snapper One Candy, I believe he was the one who got interrogated, question mark, or I believe he's just been running Blackbeard the entire set so far. Regardless, He's going to need to step up just a little bit more. He's been doing work, admittedly. He's done some work indeed. And the Goa is going to get taken down by R6, who's pushed into side, gets refragged by Cruzy, as definitely still holding this cross angle. He's going to find the Blackbeard. Unfortunate. Snapper really should have been watching, as that first pre-fire will have had to have been a dead giveaway. Not sure what happened to the man right there. Tsukishima's going to push in. He's going to see the one inside of Vault. He does, but he's going to be the one to get down instead. Next shot. Now the last man standing. Gas grenade goes off, but there's a deployable shield that he has to work against right now. Not to mention Jura. SMG-11 comes out as next shot is shot in the face, ironically enough, to finish off the round. And that is going to put this, well, we're obviously going to see that in the action replay. And okay, now this is escalating and I don't like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just got jackpot.
What?
I mean, it was disconnected 3 times, so I mean, it was a jackpot. So.
Ah.
Yeah.
I did not get that reference. Admittedly, but regardless, yeah, we've been put out the game once again, and we're gonna try and join back in as soon as we are able to, ladies and gentlemen. Really not sure how this is happening. 3 times in a row today, and 2 back-to-back, like 3 times today and twice back-to-back. That is ooh, that is something and a half if it were. But yeah, we'll be right back into the match nice and quickly, and we will be back into a 5-5, I believe that is, going into the 11th round. That is right, Monka S. They were nothing to 5 down, and now they are going to be 5-5 equalized between themselves and Demon's Force. That is going to make this match that much more interesting indeed, as we'll be back with the match. Actually, we will be right now on Trophy Room and Statutory Room, going live on your screens once again between both teams. And boy, oh boy, this match is slowly getting, slowly getting weirder and weirder. And at the same time, it's getting more and more exciting. Tsukishima Goat on 16 kills for the round. He is definitely doing what he can. But yeah, Demon's Force, not exactly where you think they would be, based off of the 5-0 start that they had. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I've got no words for me.
Well, the site, second floor trophy.
I see that. Yeah, you seem to have been faced with the same predicament, Baba.
No, it was just, the jackpot thing. It just kind of, let me know.
Is that still in your head?
Yeah, it's still in my head. Yeah.
See, this time I want to say that I got that reference, but since I didn't the first time, I can't exactly.
I mean, it was too late. It was too late. I have to agree on that.
You know, here and there.
You live, you learn. You live, you learn.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Well, with that action phase, we'll proceed round 11, 5-5. The score is equalized, where DF had the first half in control, and now Monka S have the second half in control, equalizing it 5-5. Demon's Force is having a lot of problems in their attack phase itself, and also a very looks like the Sniper on Candy decides to not pick the Blackbeard and decides to go for Zofia. Whereas next shot will be bringing in the Iana. Buckinator will be able to ping the pre-placed C4 in towards living room, which connects in towards trophy entrance. Whereas Cruzy is making some bullet holes in towards the master bathroom to make that line of sight. Now DF, their main focus is to open up the walls in towards statuary room, and Monka S. A lot of problems being faced in the first half. They have finally got a chance to turn this match around. The REDs will come in from the IQ to give some valuable information, and also the impact tricks coming in from the Vomai. The first kill will come in from Buckinator, taking out Sniper 1 Candy. An important kill though, which would deny the Zofia using either her impacts or her concussions. And interestingly enough, they were... I don't know what's happening from DF though. They're going way too aggressive here. A pre-fire from Gold right in towards the bathroom, and also a player who's slowly pushing in from the astronomy stairs. Goat sees the bullet, goes for that pre-fire, whereas next shot goes down. and gets confirmed from definitely putting it in a 5v3 situation, and an instant refrag will come in from Asterix in towards the astronomy stairs to claim the life of definitely. And with 4v3, Asterix slowly making his way, gets some major damage with the MPX from Ishan. Cruzy will also goes for that free fire in towards the bathroom to hold out the aggression from DF. And looks like it is quite working out well. Jora gets down but instantly gets revived. Cruzy will deal some major damage and also gets taken down from Goat himself in towards the bathroom, which leads to a 2v3. Make that 3v3 as Kushima goes claim the life of Buckinator. Jora gets the life of Poseidon. Go to be able to revive his teammate Asterix, but still, who will get this round here? Tsushima Goat gets that confirmation, but Lusty Boy gets one, taking out Asterix. And with it, the final man, Tsushima Goat, needs to find two players here. Joro will pop out the Goyo shield as a huge pre-fire will come in from Vomai. Doesn't actually get the kill, and Tsushima Goat, he's going way too aggressive. Try to get the kill. There you have it, triple kill from Tsushima Goat as it all goes down to a 1v1 gunfight. Jora and Goat, both of them in 20 HP. One single bullet to the body is more than enough for Ash. Sees the head. Jora, you actually see him. He's going for the plant. What happened here?
No. Don't tell me. Okay, no, he's still here.
All right, he's still here. Doesn't actually get the shot. Instead, he needs to wait for it. What?
Run out of time.
What is happening?
What are we watching? And that's gonna be on the instant replay too. I give up. Just like Jora in the all chat, ladies and gentlemen, I am done. I give up. That is... At one point, you think he's disconnected. Then the next he goes in, you think he'd have the final kill on the planter, misses everything, and Tsukushima Goat, panicking, gets off the diffuser to push. He nearly had the plant off. There was like, what, 1 second remaining?
It was just 0.5.
He nearly had it done.
It was 0.5.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
My
defused by
voice!
attackers.
What happened to my voice?
Yep. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we like to call... I don't know what we like to call that. We've never seen that before. I mean, we have in qualifiers, but we don't really, get to see it here in a match like this. But that just reinforces something I said, a long time ago in this match, is that both sides are at this point just vibing. They are vibing. They are here for the fun aspect, and I cannot blame them because that...
I mean, you want to know the best joke about this, Jack? In the first half, it is 5-1 favoring for DF. Now, this is second half, and we're reaching round 11.
And Monka is a match point.
Yeah, if this happens to 5-1 again, we're actually going to see overtime here, Jack.
Well, that is definitely going to be quite the comeback from Monka S's side. I believe one of the bigger comebacks in the entirety of the Esports Club R6 history. But more importantly, it will be one of the single-handedly one of the weirdest ways we have seen overtime come up in any given game. And I mean it. We've seen very bizarre games across all three divisions in the very first week of the season, right? Make no mistake, Season 4 is shaping up to be one of those, if you will, where teams are just vibing. They're throwing everything they got. A sniper on Candy's going to find Jora in the meanwhile. That's a big drop. Oh, no. Something tells me Baba's prediction might just come very, very true very soon. If it does, well, we will definitely have a question to ask. Well, multiple questions, of course, but one very pertinent question that will be asked at the given time. Right now, definitely Noob on a vertical angle, trying to see if he can find an attacker or two. Just on second floor, roaming and making sure that time is wasted from the side of Demas Force's attack. Excuse me, right there, as the China door gets taken care of, as well as the memorial wall. A bit of a cross angle being established by DF's attack. They have the man advantage, but time is slowly ticking away. Minute 15 on the clock. Demon's Force trying to get a grip on the situation as they Probably should have done some time ago, but better late than never. As Cruzy, very close onto that laundry door, shotgun in hand, you have the attacker slowly approaching, diffuse has been recovered, and the setup is nearly done. The only thing they need to make sure of is definitely Noob, who is above, still very much alive. Tsukishima Goat needs to turn to the right. He will. Is he gonna see him? Well, the pre-fires are certainly gonna give his position away as Sniper on Candy goes down. In the meanwhile, Tsukishima, what is he? Okay, he somehow gets that kill, and in the meanwhile, Lusty Boy is going to find Asterix as Buckinator went down, and Poseidon goes down to Lusty Boy as well. 2 versus 2. Tsukishima's going for the plan. Does he have cover? Yes, he does now, but the Jaeger's going to come in. The C4 comes in first, but the C4 needed to be detonated a while ago. Lusty Boy still gets the kill. Tsukishima to go down. And now it's all down to Neckshot trying to chase the Jaeger. A bad choice for him, as a Demon's Force will fall apart after a fairly steady first few minutes of the round, going right into the finale where they needed to get the plant off. It was, it definitely could have been a lot better in that final round from the side of Demon's Force, but you know, we will not begrudge the situation at hand, ladies and gentlemen. We have had a fantastic time watching and casting this game, and unfortunately, it all has to come to an end at some point, and it will come to an end with Monka S winning 7-5 over Demon's Force. Why is that special, you ask? Well, because it's a comeback from 0-5 to 7-5. Not even overtime. Demon's Force were not even given the chance of going to overtime. Monka S completely shutting them down on multiple given points in this situation. And yeah, quite the match indeed. Demon's Force is not going to put any points on board today, unfortunately. They will have to try again in the second week. But of course, we'll go into second week whenever we come into second week. But right now, we're going to be going into Read of the Moment to talk about the match that we just had. A fantastic game indeed. And we will, of course, be sort of dissecting the plays and the decisions made by both sides. I mean, there's definitely quite a lot to talk about, as I believe Baba is definitely willing to share some thoughts. Baba, a game that started out fairly one-sided, and I have no idea what happened right towards the end. Do you care to share some thoughts about it?
Well, talking about this match, though, it was a bit of a repeat against Valiance in the previous match, though. I mean, I'm not going to be mean against DF or anything, because, you know, Valiance, when Demon's Force was on defense in the first half, and then in the second half, where they were on attack, somehow the aggression is not working well in their favor, though. Demon's DF, even though winning in the first half, having that huge lead 5-1, I don't know what happened after in the second half itself. They were so strong on defense, the angle holding it out, and also the way how aggressive Tsukushima Goat and Sniper on Candy were in the defense round was a lot. I mean, talking even on the scoreboards itself, the total kills of 20 from Tsukushima Goat and 11 from Asterix. The same can be said to Jora, Cruzy, and Lusty Boy having 10 to 12 kills. And yeah, I don't know exactly what happened on the side of Monka S2. The way how, Monka S were pushing, I mean, especially on the site on second floor trophy / very room, we didn't see any pushes coming in towards the ABG side or on the push on landing. We didn't see any push coming in from astronomy. It was just a push from the master bedroom, not even opening up the walls on Sachveri, and then just decides to push in guns blazing, not having any information on the team. And then they just goes out immediately. Not quite sure what happened on Monka S's line of attack. Quite surely they do need to work out on that. But the same thing also goes from Demon's Force too. I mean, I understand how aggressive DF were in the attack phase itself, but still, there is a lot of problems that they do need to fix. Especially, I can't even actually give the same example when the site, when the site was on second floor, the second floor trophy room, the same place where Asterix and the other player, I believe that was a Sniper on Candy, who went for a very aggressive push to try to take out the ace that was next shot. unfortunately, that aggression didn't work out well. The same thing they actually did on attack as well, where Tsushima got. Most of the time, he used to get a lot of kills. The only problem was he was so low on HP. He was on 10 HP every single time where he plays as the Ashe. And with him being in a very disadvantageous situation, not having information, he has to go for peaks, he has to go for pre-fires. And even though if he does deal some major damage, one single bullet to the body is more than enough for Tsushima Goat to go down, and that's exactly what's been happening here for the past 4 to 5 rounds. Tsushima Goat being in 20 HP for almost all of the rounds on attack, whereas Sniper One Candy gets taken out immediately, even if he's playing as Blackbeard or not. And also Jora playing as the Cav, getting the interrogation, gave them the win on first floor dining, in which it was a huge deal. Because the site like first floor dining / kitchen is not an easy site for defenders to win, and with that one interrogation was more than enough to give that advantage and also push them forward to equalize the round and win it out. Monka S, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they had it in the first half. They were going slow, but they did finish fast in the second half. It was tough, it was hard, but in the end, Monka S did deliver it, winning 7-5 against Demon's Force, winning all defense in second half. And oh boy, what a comeback that we did get to witness here. For DF, sad to say, it's been the same repeat here. Not working too well here on when they are on attacks, though, losing a lot of attack rounds in the second half itself. You need to worry about it. I mean, it can be said to both of them as well, from Demon's Force's attack and also on Monka's attack on Villa as well. Who knows? I mean, a lot of interesting sites have been picked here, especially when UG going up against XTM, where the site was on Basement Archives and Tellers. Now we see Demon's Force picking a first floor living room / library. Who knows? In the next match, where the site is on, where the map is on Clubhouse, and they decide to pick a site called Bar and Stock. Who knows? That might be the case. There may be a chance where they might pick it, and maybe defenders might win it out by surprise. Who knows? The meta keeps changing, and according to the meta-wise, it's always timing. Timing is the only ways. Timing is the new meta for Rainbow Six Siege. So, I mean, Neon Dawn, who boy, a lot of surprises, a lot of interesting when it comes to picking sites, and also we do get to see some major operators being played, and also we'll take a look at the standings and see who is on the top of the leaderboards in Division 1. As we take a look at it in the standings as well. In the first position, it is none other than Union Gaming, winning 2 matches and also a very huge round conversion rate of 13. Whereas Demon's Force unfortunately losing 2 matches, one against Valiance and now against Monka S. Unfortunately, will be in the last position. The same thing not can be said to ES Samurai Elite 2, where they did lose against UG with a round conversion rate of -7. I'm very interested to see UG going up against Monka S. I mean, the way how they're playing on defense, not very sure what's going to happen on attack on Monka S, but still I'm very excited to see that the amount of match that we can get to see from majors. I mean, UG, Monka S, and now we did Valiance being very powerful, taking out Demon's Force as well. There may be a chance that we might see a lot of huge plays coming in from New Zealand region.
There's certainly quite the chance of that happening, ladies and gentlemen, as of course, speaking of E-Samurai Elite, they have a chance to put some points on the board for themselves, as the next match coming up on your screens very shortly is going to be them versus Kira Esports. It's going to be a very interesting match, as Kira will look to put some more points on the board. ESM will look to put their first points out there on the board. Which one is it going to be? We'll find out after a very short break. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, here with your hosts Blackjack and Babagusta, and our match admin Foxy, as we are here for the last game of the second day of Division 1 in Season 4. Quite the long little intro section we have, but the long and short of it is we have one more game to go before we end off the night's worth of streams. And, before we get into this final game between ESM Elite and Kid Esports, we're going to have a little bit of a look at the points table as it currently stands for this division. And it's going to go live on your screens right here, right now. Currently speaking, Monkas having just won their game. Actually up at second spot, but interestingly enough, 3 points tied alongside Mischief Gaming, LYSC Valiance, and Kid Esports, while Demons Force, having lost their second game in the season so far, are once again off to a little bit of a questionable start. Exterminate Esports, of course, they lost their game against Union Gaming earlier today, and ESM Elite, for whatever reason, all the way down at the bottom, are gonna try and make amends for that today in this very match against Kid Esports. And we'll be going into the match right here, right now, on the map of ye old favorite clubhouse. It's going to be Kid Esports defense versus ESM Elite's attack. And Kira have the first ban on the map. It is going to be Thatcher. No surprises right there, as we all know, Clubhouse or any map in competitive Rainbow Six really, and Thatcher is about 90% sure to get banned. ESM Elite, in the meanwhile, is going to ban Maverick. Interestingly enough, that is their own decision to ban the Maverick, right? Excuse me, as they're gonna have the defender ban as well. It is most likely going to be, Kaid will be the ban from the side of the attack. Nice and quickly taking care of the trio bans of Clubhouse at this point. Thatcher, Maverick, Kaid gone, and the final ban is up to Kid Esports. They can ban whomever so they want. They could leave Mira in, they could leave Wamai in, they could leave Clash in. Actually, they're gonna take out Mira instead. Nice and quickly, excuse me right there, before we head into the match itself. Thatcher, Maverick, Kaid, and Mira are going to be your bans as we proceed to the first round of the map of Clubhouse. A very interesting game indeed, especially ESM Elite will be kind of not exactly in a great mood, shall we say, considering that they got 7-0'd against Union Gaming, yesterday. So yeah, they're going to be pretty still feeling the emotional effects of that match, hopefully in a positive way, hopefully in a way that spurs them on to win this match today. While Kid Esports, of course, they have taken their first game fairly comfortably, all things considered, and they want to do another one here today. Standing between them and 6 points on the board is ESM Elite. And let's get into the very first round. I've kept the man for the mic long enough. Baba, take it away.
Thank you so much for that, Jack. Map 3 is going to be Clubhouse, where ESM Elite will be on attack, whereas Kira Esports will be on defense. Talking about Kira Esports, though, they've currently they've been a bit of a hard day today for Kira Esports. They've been dealing with some major issues when it comes to their playstyles, both in attack as well as on defense. Don't get me wrong. I mean, talking about their attack phase itself, both Rats and Rattler, the R squares of Kira Esports, as I would like to call it, they've been always at it when it comes to getting those early kills. Most of the times when it comes to the execution phase, or when they try to open up the wall and then get in towards the site, most of the problems comes in at the execution phase itself. But this time, when Kira Esports are in defense, they've made a decision to go to second floor gym instead. And talking with the attackers phase here, Triple Ninja with the Hibana and Platoon Kid with the Thermite, they'll be able to bring in 2 hard breaches on the side of ESM Elite. And Misamo is currently playing as the Iana. He has a good amount of drone works there placed currently in the strip club, and now he'll make his way from the main stairs to get an angle. Triple Ninja, on the other hand, will try to watch the peak right from the tunnels, right from the tunnel wall, to deny any spawn peaks coming in from the defenders. And talking about Shindra, though, aka a Vim, who is playing as the Valkyrie with a total of 3 Valkyrie cams. He even has the C4 in hand. Gets detected from the attacker's drones, in which the Iana should make a play here. Looks like a Rattler. We are dealt with some major damage, but still survives that pre-fire though from Shinra, almost getting the headshot right towards a specific player who was playing in towards the strip club, but he still wants to contest the angle. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we see Deathamar getting dealt with some major damage here. Dronauts will come in from Baktoon Kid right from the main stairs, and Misamo, oh boy, so close, but will decide to change his positioning here. Shinra again still holding that angle, decides to not fall back, and Rattler decides to go in for a very long angle SMG-11, which is ill-advised, but Misamo will get his first back, taking out Shinra, which gives them the access right towards the main stairs.
That's going to be quite a lot of area opened up for the side of ESM Elite. But in the meanwhile, we've got impact checks going off to make sure that no breaches will happen on towards bathroom. I believe it has worked, in fact. The Toon Kid, he may have gone for the breach, but he won't be able to right now as a gas grenade goes off as well. And the Hibana, her Excalibur pellets have been placed there, but they can't quite get it done because Rattler, the mute, is still present. Then who's going to get one? That's Rattler taking care of the man himself as a grenade will go off, but unfortunately that won't find anything. Deathmar's going to come in on a flank and find Shulker. That is that man taken care of, but Ras goes down in the meanwhile. It's a 4-2, and sight is wide open. Paktoon Kid is in here, and he could go for the plant right now. He's just making sure that his position is as secure as it could possibly be. One more kill is confirmed as Dhanu comes in, takes out Deathamar, the flanking Jaeger, and now it's all down to Catch. Last man standing, position given away. He's moving back into Cash Stash right now inside of logistics. It's a bit of a back and forth, and it will be Triple Ninja with bearing 9 out, finding Catched, finishing off the round for the side of ESM Elite. Wow, okay, that was kind of hard to look at in the kill cam, of course, but yeah, good first round from the side of ESM Elite. Kira Esports on Gym Bedroom. Unfortunately, a little bit all over the place, a little bit not quite there, if you will. And especially on first floor, Shinra could have pushed up, could have gotten the kill in a multiple number of situations right there. The first kill, that is, not even the one on to Shulker, who was inside a strip club. That was not to be. I believe that was a Gemini replicator, actually, that was coming his way. Now that I think about it, given that Shulker was playing Iana in that situation, he's going to 6-pick out of that operator, actually, into the IQ as Catched brings out the smoke. Rattler's taking over mute this time, and second floor CCTV, the site of choice. Unfortunately, their first floor roam was not quite there. They're going to have to try that again, of course, just to make sure that Shinra, who is this time playing the Bandit, does not get caught out from any vertical angles being played by the side of ESM Elite. They will definitely try to, mind you, given that the Thatcher Maverick are banned. The only way to get rid of electrical interference is by opening up the floor from below and shooting out, or, you know, hoping that the explosion catches the bandit batteries and shoos away the bandit before you go for the main breach. Paktoon Kid, of course, is going to be waiting for that. Dhanu is probably going to be the one to go for it, or it could just be Misamo RD scanner in hand, but whoever it is, excuse me, right there, is going to need some support, given that Kira Esports will most certainly, almost certainly, have somebody down below, either all the way on basement or on first floor. And seems like that's going to be Rats, the man coming in for a little bit of a play. Right now on the blue stairs, waiting next to that window, a common entry point, at least a common point of attack that the attackers use every now and again. Shinra, that is a very interesting angle and a very long one indeed, as Shulker is actually going to avoid that altogether and make his way to find whatever utilities he can in the map present right now. I believe Shinra has moved off. He seems to know he's actually still there, and Misamo is actually going to peek. He's going to take some shots right now, and he's going to go down as well. Bullet hole peek from Shinra as he will take the first kill. That is the IQ of the board. A big drop, but Valkyrie gets taken out as a retaliation. That is Dhanu coming in, taking another kill at a 2-minute mark. Can he get another one? No, he's going to get refragged instead. The Jaeger comes in. That's Rats doing work. 3 versus 4. ESM in a spot of trouble.
Well, round 2 being the side on CCTV, it's not looking too good here for ESM Elite. Currently, there is Hibana in towards construction, but he needs the support from their teammates to make that angle. And Shinra, again with the bullet hole peaks right in towards the walls of main stairs, and Rats making his way right in towards the blue stairs too. The only thing is that the entire attack side of ESM Elite have made a decision to push in towards construction. They have the cover too. They will throw a smoke grenade. And now they just need to open up the walls on construction and then go in for a push. Flashbangs will come in to try to deny the ADS or the bandit tricks so that they will proceed to use the exothermic charge to open up the walls on construction. Unfortunately, it does not work because there is a mute jammer not even letting them to use it, which would lead ESM Elite in a very difficult situation. The grenade will come in to try to take out the mute jammers, but no. Oh, it is too late because there is the mute jammer. The mute jammer is not in towards the particular building, but also the frag grenades get caught from the ADS, which would force the attackers to push in from the door. And looks like it is going to work out once. Paktoon Kid taking out Rats, and with it, Triple Ninja will proceed to use her Excaros pellets to open up the walls on construction. Yet again, it's not going to work out because there is the mute jammer right at the entrance of second floor CCTV. They have to remove it out, in which Paktoon Kid did try to use that vertical line of sight to remove it, but oh boy, you lucky mute jammer. He is still alive, and it is giving Kira Esports a chance to win it out, but maybe not though. 2v1 in favor of ESM Elite, taking out one. It all leads down to Rattler, and he's going to go down as well. ESM Elite, even with major problems dealing by opening up those walls, in the end, they were like, you know what? That's enough. Let's just push in towards the side and just eliminate them instantly. And looks like it did work out well in the end. As we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will proceed to round 3, where the score count is 2-0, favoring the side of Team ESM Elite. And with it, the third floor site will be on CCTV yet again. Looks like it's not going too well here for Kira Esports. Talking about Kira in the previous match, where they did go up against Monka S. It was on the same site. It was on the same map though, Clubhouse, where they did win 7-4 against Monka S. An impressive 4Ks coming in from both Shinra and actually it was Avim and Deathamar, I believe, were getting those 4Ks in the defense side. Actually, no, it was from Monka S where they did get a 4K from there. I do have to apologize. I just kind of mistaken there from there. But all in all, what I was trying to say is Kira Esports winning against Monka S 7-4. Looks like against ESM Elite, there's a bit of a problem going here on the attack side itself. They did win on second floor CCTV, and now they even won on second floor gym, which leads Basement Church. They haven't picked Basement Church yet though, and that's quite that's what concerns me here from Kira. They could pick Basement Church to try to, try to win those matches. Even though there is a kite being banned, they could go for an impact trick. Let's see what's going to happen as we proceed to action phase, where the site will be on CCTV again.
CCTV coming out from the side of Kira Esports, not really too surprising, all things considered. Excuse me, they're seeing as they want to emphasize on this side, but I really have to ask, what was ESM thinking? Like, did they not see the little mute jammer icon that pops up right next to your name? Well, right next to the compass in the player HUD. Whenever you have a mute jammer effect, you're in the radius of effect of a mute jammer. I mean, that is a very obvious red marker. It sort of blinks into existence as well to give the players an idea that, hey, there's something here that might not allow you to use remote gadgets. And, wow. That was an attempt and a half from ESM Elite, but at the end of the day, they needed to go for gunfights, and they were able to, they were able to, make sure that everything went their way. The jammer by itself, of course, was doing quite a bit of work. It was placed just a little bit behind and whatnot, but regardless, we're going to have Mojo taking one, but Rats will take another. Thunder goes down, as well as a Rattler being taken care of from the Hibana himself. That's her mute taken care of, but regardless, Rats, oh boy, he's doing work right here, right by blue stairs. He's going to find a second one. That's Paktoon Kid off the board, as the attackers are now going to scramble to try and find this Jaeger before it's too late. Unfortunately, will they be able to? Yes, they will, actually. Beautiful shot right there from Misamo, i.e. Shulker, to take another kill for himself and his team. And Mojo's going to find Deathamar in the meanwhile, putting the side of the attack on the man advantage 3-2. and it is 2-0 in their favor. They could make this work. With Sledge has been spotted by Shinra. He's going for a big peek right now, but of course, Triple Ninja, he's just waiting and watching for the jump out. Shinra, he's a little bit afraid. He knows he can't risk it because if he goes down, well, that's going to make this round infinitely harder for his only other teammate in the situation, Catched. As he's going to put down his banded batteries, the meat jammer is still there in the same position as it was in the previous round. The grenades will come in, but the ADSs are there as well as Catched puts out a smoke grenade. But that's towards the construction door. That's not going to deny anything other than pure entry. And the Sledge in the meanwhile trying to go in through the CC window. Will he be seen? Will Shinra get this kill? He's going to vault in and get one, get two. Shinra being fed kills right there. Misamo and Triple Ninja, oh boy, that's a little bit of an error. And Catched will find Mojo, who somehow decided to push through all of the smoke that was in that region. FMG9 comes out to win the round for the side of the defense. As Kida Esports this time once again doing pretty good work. The utility game was sort of on point, if you will, but it was really, I believe it was Rats on the Jaeger down below doing a ton of work. Well, I say down below. It was first floor, right by the blue stairs. He got two right there, putting ESM in a bit of a bind. Even though the refrag came in and then the man advantage, it was already set that Shinra and Catched could make it work, and they most certainly did. We're actually going back to second floor gym and bedroom from the side of Kid Esports, not basement church. I'm really interested to to see if they can make this work, because gym was the first site they attempted, and it was, unfortunately, it did not go well for them in that round. Round 4, maybe things will be different with the first round already under their belt. 2-1 is the scoreline. ESM Elite will be looking at the site and thinking, all right, we can probably take this. Will that happen? Round 4 is going to show us.
Well, round 4 is going to show it to us, where Kira Esports will defend second floor gym yet again. Keep that in mind. They haven't picked basement church yet. Although, yes, I'm just saying it a lot because, the reason why most of the players would not pick basement church is because of the ban phase. You have the Maverick and the Kaid banned on the side of ESM, and also ESM Elite, and also from Kira Esports banning the Thatcher as well as Mira. Now, what Kira Esports is doing right now is that since they were the one banning Kaid, they would have thought that maybe they would go for basement church hold. Well, they thought it wrong. The side being on second floor gym is going to prove them otherwise. And with it, the action phase will proceed, whereas Shinra will be in towards the Taurus, try to contest in towards the strip club, I believe. He'll be able to find the drone. Now he'll be able to meet with one of the attackers on the side of ESM Elite. Shinra needs to be really careful on this situation here because he's in a very aggressive angle though. The IQ in which he'll be able to rappel in to try to go in towards the windows of second floor gym though. We don't see any particular attackers yet trying to gain control of strip club. You have Death Armor with the support here from the Valk. And with it, the IQ is slowly making his way in towards the entrance. Just need to hear that the melee barricade sound. I believe they won't though. They will continue to open up the wall in towards Jacuzzi, in which the exotomic charge will do that. But with it, the side being on gym and bedroom, they opened up one line of sight, which is on Jacuzzi. And well, as Shinra, oh boy, he's going to take out Mojo immediately, taking out the Hibana, most importantly, the Heart Breacher, taken down. But still, Paktoon Kid is still alive. He did his job. There is a little more job to do, and that would be getting in towards the site and going for that plant. The attackers, especially Paktoon Kid's drone, will be able to detect 2 players in towards the first floor bar, which would give him that there is 3 players currently in towards the site, and he needs to figure out a way to at least eliminate one of them, so that they could head into a second floor gym to go for that plant. Danu, though, an interesting drone throw to give him a bit of an information right in from the main stairs. It looks like Death Armor is in CCTV window trying to gain an attack here. Meanwhile, Shinra and Rats will be dealt with some major damage. Not quite sure on which gadget did it, though. As Rats will be the one manning the smoke. The smoke gas canisters dealing major damage to Paktoon Kid. He has to fall back, in which he evidently do. But puts him in at 10 HP as we proceed to the 50-second mark.
Shulker finds one more, that's Shinra taken care of, and that's going to be a retaliation much needed, but Dhanu goes down to catch. It's not looking good for the side of ESM Elite as they are still losing bodies, and you still have the Jaeger down below. Shulker, does he know this? He's going to turn around, but Rattler's going to find Patunkin in the meanwhile. Shinra does, well, excuse me, Deathmer does go down. Shulker taking a kill, 2 versus 3. He has to come in and support his teammate because the mainstairs angle is the only one that is so far not really been contested. You have Cats watching the angle. He's going to find the sledge. Can he find the other one? Yes, he does, somehow winning that gunfight. As Shulker, not exactly in a position to make the play. He got caught by the Banshee. No, not even the Banshee. It wasn't in line of sight to find him. But even then, some might say he should have probably had that shot. Not to be, as it will be an equalizer. 2-2 is the scoreline as we are headed towards Basement Church and Arsenal Room, going into the 5th round of this match. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it is definitely going to be quite the game indeed. You know, the first game, it was practically a steamroll. The second game was a bizarre adventure, shall we say, and now the third game, this one looks to be slightly more straight-laced, if you will, but an exciting one nonetheless. Round 5 will be underway. We have a Montaigne, I believe, coming in from Misamo. That's a rare pick, Monty. You don't get to see him these days often because either he's banned or he's just not played outright ever since the guard break mechanic was introduced. But I believe, if you ask me, that is, Montaigne is still just as strong as he ever was. Teams have just started to sort of move on, if you will, realizing that sometimes, you know, while having a shield is good for pressure, when the chips come down to it, especially now in Neon Dawn, a lone shield can only do so much against multiple defenders swarming his position. We're seeing a bit of an extended roam strat coming out from the side of Kira Esports right here as the castle barricades will be going off, the utilities and reinforcements and all the like that we have seen many times over the course of this first week. And Kira Esports bringing in that strategy for themselves with some, you know, minor variations, as we like to see, just to, you know, make this style more suited for their own playstyle of defense. And Basement Church is going to make for a very interesting round as ESM Elite, in the meanwhile, well, that is not a good sign. How did that happen? Triple Ninja. Could have been from the mainstairs window, but he's going to be pushing up with Shulker nice and quickly through dirt, which seems to have been left completely unmanned, other than, of course, some utilities. You have the Banshee from the Melusi, but Mojo is going to find Deathmer in the meanwhile. That's the visual taken care of, and he's already pushing in. Shulker, what? They're already inside of sight, and now Paktoon Kid is basically galloping towards the side, but Rat's going to find one. Can he find a couple more? No. Shinra comes in to find Mojo in the meanwhile. He's going to drop and get taken down. It's a 1v3. Dhanu with a double, and now the plan's about to go off. Rattler, stealthy on the kitchen hatch. Trying to drop in. He will, and he gets called out and taken out. Dhanu, watching from the K9's area, is going to be the one to finish off the kill, as ESM Elite are clearly not having any of the nonsense being put up by Kira Esports. They take round 5 in a blazing speed, as 3-2 is the scoreline going into round 6. We're headed to, well, I was about to say site was contested, but it seems, okay, Kid Esports, come on, make up your mind. At one point it's Basement Church, at one point it's CCTV, but seems it will in fact be CCTV from Kid Esports. They don't want to attempt Basement Church again, understandably so. That rush was definitely something that caught them off guard. A rush with the Monty, not something we thought we'd say when it comes to Div 1, but hey, today, if anything has been proven by today, it is the fact that unorthodox plays are the play of the day. And we're about to go into the 6th round to see if any more unorthodox plays come out on this 6th round.
I mean, talking about unorthodox plays, though, I mean, it might be the same, gadget placement that you did get to see for the past 2 rounds, the CCTV site, especially from Rats' 2 ADS placements with Rattler's mute jammers to make sure that they won't open up the construction wall, in which it did succeed twice. There was one round where ESM Elite did won their round of attack and Kira Esports won their round of defense. So they decided, why not go with the same round, round 6? Where it will be the same push, I believe, from ESM Elite, or if they do try to change it by thinking of opening up the walls on CCTV and go for a very aggressive push. Who knows? The same we might be able to see the same aggressive push, just like how ESM Elite went for a very rush, a bit of a rush. I would just say it. In Basement Church, we might be able to see the same thing second again, or is it going to be a strategic push from ESM Elite? Although Danu will be able to place the claymores right in the entrance of Garage. The standard, there's nothing much more to it. Faktoon Kid will be the one having the diffuser in hand, in which his main objective is to open up the CCTV wall, and so does Triple Ninja, though. Wait a minute, Triple Ninja is currently in towards the blue stairs. Not quite sure. I believe he came in towards the tunnel, and now he's making his way in towards the main stairs, followed up with Danu, who will now accompany him and also use the impact nades to try to take out the bandit charges. Simple but yet effective. We do see Death Amar sprinting his way right in towards the basement main stairs. He will now make his way from the blue, in which Amar might be able to find Sledge there. And also Rats, though, not quite sure where he is holding on an angle. Maybe he is in towards Lounge, trying to make sure that the blue push from this Sledge would not happen. And looks like, there you go, that Amar slowly is in towards the garage storage, but the damage has already been done. They've opened up the walls on CCTV. And with it, a lot of tensions about to brew here from Kira Esports. They need to get this round back. They need to at least put in a 3v3 situation. Raz thought of going for a very aggressive peek, but decides to fall back and decide to hold. Whereas Danu gets his first frag, taking out Death Amar, putting it in a 5v4 situation. They're losing a lot of time here, and ESM Elite, they've done their main jobs. Rattler with a great SMG-11 spray, claiming the life of Misamo, putting it in a 4v4. They did open up the walls on CCTV. They still haven't opened up the walls on construction, which would give the cash hold for Kira Esports a very strong anchor there. But now the attackers, they still need to be careful here. Mojo, he's still in lobby. He's a bit of a worried there. He doesn't have much of drone work to give him the vital information. Prefast will come in as we reach the 50-second mark. The attackers need to figure out a way to get to the site.
Oh, they most certainly do, but Patumki taking down Rattler, that's definitely going to be helping them in this situation, as Rats has got to watch his back now, given that flashbangs are coming in. He will be flashed from that. That is coming in. He could secure this kill right now. He will. Beautifully done right there, as Rats goes down. Catch is still on catwalk, mind you. He could make this work for himself. Shots are fired towards his head. There's two operators down there, and he's missing quite a few shots right now. Mojo is very much looking for this. His cast will be flashed out of his mind. 15 seconds, and Shinra decides to fall back for the time being, knowing that he may or may not end up as the final hold in this situation. His teammate goes down, and he will fall as well. Danu and Triple Ninja will get the final two kills as ESM Elite will close in and close out the round and the first half of this match in a lead, I believe that is, for themselves. A good attack from ESM Elite, all things considered. Kira Esports defense pretty much relied on ESM doing the same things over and over, but what they ended up doing was also very, not very repetitive, but semi-repetitive. They had the same operators in sort of the same places, and ESM read into that pretty well, all things considered, especially in the Basement Church rounds. That round on Basement Church, like that was 1 round and a half, if you will. But right now, speaking of Basement Church, we'll be going back to that site on the 7th round. Rats will be taking the IQ instead of the Zofia. Interesting 6-pick right there, but I believe seeing the castle in play and the rest of the operators that the side of ESM Elite are bringing out, Kira Esports have decided that, and rightfully so, that Basement Church will be the site of choice. And we're about to see if ESM Elite's version of the extended roam strat, excuse me right there, is going to work out for this team.
Well, we're about to find out in round 7, where Kira Esports only won 2 rounds of defense, which is on second floor CCTV and gym. Now ESM Elite have decided to go for an extended roam, which is, which has a higher probability of winning in that particular sites, though. But talking about Raz going for the 6-pick, going to the IQ instead of the Sophia is actually a very good pick, because you'll be able to know whether if they did use the deployable shield and a total of 2 to 3 ADS is being placed towards on the tunnel, just by using the scanner to detect whether if they are doing it. So it does not require any drone works to do so. The only thing is that if they do need the control on towards tunnel, they need to beat Paktoon Kid and the other player who is still holding in towards the second floor itself. And I believe that that's the exact thing that they're going to do for now. Death Amar already using his sledgehammer to open up the hatch, and he'll now open up the construction wall as well, which would give some confusion for the defenders. He needs to worry about two angles, which is in logistics office and also on construction. And the drones will be able to come in just to make sure that if there is any attackers, in which there will be no one. And Misamo will be in the main stairs, holding an angle right from the bar and also in the hallways of the kitchen. He will be hearing the drone works, in which it gets taken out and also confirms the attacker's suspicion, saying that the second floor is entirely clear. And now they'll just slowly make their way in towards the logistics hatch. Although they can make that vertical line to try to get the control on towards on kitchen, in which no one is currently as of now. But for Rats, though, he needs to find a total of 3 Valkyrie camps hidden across this building to make sure that they don't have those vital information. And also the bulletproof camp, which has been placed, interesting enough, right at the double door entrance of bar. But here, talking about the action, though, it is about to arrive sooner, as the summer breach charges used to open up the hatch on towards stock, and a lot of pre-fires to make sure Danu wouldn't go for that aggressive peek. A quick peek will come in from Danu, will work to no avail, and he gets taken out from that aggressive push from Rattler. And with that, they've got control on Blue Room. But at what cost here? Paktoon Kid will actually go for that refrag, taking out Rattler with the UMP, and Misamo getting one more, taking out Amar. That's an instant clear right in from Blue as we reach the 50-second mark.
Quite the clear indeed from Kira Esports' attack, but they're going to lose another one as the IQ will go down. That's Mojo making the best of the situation, but Catched is going to find one instead. That's Paktoon Kid taking care of the ace on the hatch of kitchen. Doing what he can, AK-12 in hand, but there's only a few angles that he has to work with and not a whole lot of time. 30 seconds in a 3 versus 2, definitely very possible for the side of this attack, as it looks like they want to go through the kitchen hatch together. Smoke grenades will go off, and Trin is going to flash the hallway just to make sure that everything goes the way that it's supposed to. Triple Ninja's waiting with a C4. He's going to toss it out. Is it going to work? No, it doesn't. It's been shot. Unfortunately, the plan is still happening, but Mojo will find Catched, and Misamo will find Shinra as well. ESM Elite will hold against all odds, taking the 2 much-needed kills. A nice shot right there from Shulker, as he was the one to take down the Hibana from above, while Catched, the man trying to get the plant off, was the one to fall as well. Second floor CCTV and Cash will be the side of choice, as ESM's defense looked pretty strong in the last round, especially when you consider the way they were taking and winning multiple gunfights. Very few were lost, and the ones that were down to Kira Esports trying to up the ante, getting something, but then getting refragged instantly. That was the biggest thing in that situation. The fact that ESM did not let Kira Esports take a kill and get away with it, they were almost instantly traded, refragged, and even the advantage was taken. Once that happened, and we went, Kira Esports went for that hatch play from first floor kitchen. The round, unfortunately, was almost decided. I'll say almost decided, because the C4 being shot out to make sure that the plan could go off was good stuff. And it shows that Catch really had to put a lot of faith in his teammate right there, which is good to see. Unfortunately, both of them went down in not too spectacular fashion, and the round was given away to ESM Elite, who are 5-2 up. Kira Esports very much contrasting against the performance from yesterday. Maybe they can stage a little bit of a comeback. It is certainly possible, but ESM Elite would like for that to not happen. Which will it be? We'll find out as the 8th round takes us to CCTV.
Well, CCTV would be the side for Kira Esports to push in. The only problem is that they have to win the entire attack rounds so that they'll be able to equalize the round count. And with it, Rats will proceed to use his breaching charge to get the access on towards Jacuzzi, whereas Avim, that is sad. The drone works, in which he was supposed to give information, unfortunately gets caught from the breach charges area of effect, which will take down one of the important drones, but Rattler doesn't have to worry about it. He'll be able to take out the bandit charges, but you have Misamo with the support. And also, for Triple Ninja, it shouldn't be much of a problem because he'll be able to trigger out without having any problem. The second breach charge will come in, which would force Triple Ninja to go back, but he is backed again to use his bandit charges to go for that trick once more. Death Hammer with a very aggressive peek as the bandit gets one, taking out the Ash as well as the sledge from Mojo, putting it in a very difficult situation yet again for Kira Esports. 4v3. Raj will use a second breach charge to open up the wall in logistics as they're slowly pushing their way in towards construction. Now, talking about this, Kira Esports, they haven't opened up CCTV wall, and neither the construction in which it will be opened from the Ace Summer breach charges from Shinra. And with it, the defenders have to worry about one angle, which should be in towards construction. A lot of tension, a lot of pressure being brewed here from ESM Elite as the run out will not succeed from the bandit, putting it in a 3v3 equalizer from Kira Esports is catched. He's making his way, but he has those drones to give them vital information. But the Alda will claim the life of Raj, putting it in a 3v2 situation. Shinra and catched in a very difficult situation. 1 minute left to make their mark. The Evil Eye camps have information. The Banshee's deterrent, which would eventually give up their information in which they don't have to. Pakun Kid with the Alda takes out Shinra, and with it, catched will be the only operator left, and he needs to find 3 more. Will we see an impressive clutch, or will you see ESM Elite putting it to match point?
Well, I believe that answers your question right there, Baba. Nice timing for leaving it off to me, and I was getting ready to, say in the potential that the clutch could have happened, but it was not to be, as we will be going into, well, first off, we'll be getting booted from the game again. But we'll be going into match point in just a short while, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back with the game nice and quickly, making sure that, you miss none of the action. Because once again, for whatever reason, we have been, booted from the lobby. I don't know. That's what, 4 times today? I have no idea as to why, but we will be reconnecting right here, right now. Hopefully, none of the players have, left the lobby thinking that we got disconnected, because it has happened before. It didn't happen in the last game, credit where credit is due. But no, we will in fact be going into the game. 6-2 is the scoreline as ESM have taken control of this match. Literally taking it by the colors. We will see right now live on your screens. Back in the match situation on round 9. Match point confirmed. We're headed to gym bedroom, and it's gonna be it's a tight round for Kira Esports. The last round, unfortunately, while the retaliation was in from Kira, they again on-site entry could not make it work. But Toonkit with the Alda practically won them the round for ESM Elite in that situation. But I do have to say, the initial push that lost them the first 2 bodies, the Ash and the Sledge, was very not good, if you will, in that situation. Why I say that? Because Deathamer, he was trying to find Shulker, right? He was on top of the metal stairs, and he had an angle on him. He even got the down and kill onto Shulker. Problem was, Shinra came in watching above for the bandit who was already shooting. Deathamer went down. Shinra tried to go in for the swoop and save. The problem was, Melusi came in from blue stairs and wiped Shinra as well. That was the main problem there, because Deathamer got a bit too invested on finding Shulker. Both the bandit and the Melusi could just come in, use the angles that should have been the attacker's angles against them, and get those kills. I mean, first off, when you're dealing with a bandit who's tricking on the main wall of CCTV, you don't just Ash charge it from a distance and hope that it'll work. You need to get up there and actually deny the bandit from doing his thing. You need to be in lounge. Deathamer was there to cover for that, but then he found that Shulker was peeking, tried to go for it, and unfortunately, for the side of Kira Esports, that didn't exactly work the way they wanted it to, as they seemed to get a little too sidetracked a little too quickly. They're going to get the breach off on the jacuzzi wall, though, and the drones will come in onto Triple Ninja. And the man's going to have to be a little careful. Excuse me right there for the pause. Inside the bathroom, Mark's giving away his position, but the little breach that has happened has only offered Kira Esports a little bit of respite. Triple Ninja will just be allowed to bandit off the main wall of bathroom somehow. Rattler's going to take a bit of damage, so is Deathamer and Catched. And unfortunately for Kira Esports, the Maestro, who's the one peeking the bedroom window, is not going to take any at all. Mojo is more than healthy in this situation as a minute remains, and Kira Esports, once again, not exactly in the best of positions.
I mean, even with the bandit charges taken care of, you still have the impact needs from the Maestro to tag it out, but unfortunately, that won't be necessary here. Shinra with the kill, taking out Danu right from the second floor gym, knowing that the toilets has been completely reinforced as Deathamer gets one as well, taking out Mojo and Triple Ninja, putting in a 2v5, whereas Lash is slowly making his way in towards logistics. The Vector SMG will down Deathamer, but would cause in a 1v5 situation here. Misamo needs to find 5 players of Kira Esports. The post-round situation, he needs to find 5 players within a span of 40 seconds, and it won't be enough. Kira Esports will get a flawless round, winning round 9, second floor gym, and with it, Kira Esports will put one more round, putting it in a 6-3, I believe. Yeah, 6-3 against Kira Esports. Kira Esports, they need to win 3 more rounds on attack to hopefully put this match on overtime, and with it, it will be the difficult side of them all. Basement, church, and Arsenal room will be the site, and with it, we will see Triple Ninja was about to go for the pulse, but decided to just go for the mute instead. Now, and talking about how the Kira Esports, especially on when the site is on Basement Church and Arsenal Room, they always push in towards the oil pit and blue stairs, in which you always see them time to time from Kira Esports getting a heavy control on towards blue stairs. You have one player in the main stairs, and also like 2 players who are in the hatch who is prepped and ready to go for the plant. This is by far the most common push that we see from Kira Esports, and looks like ESM Elite knew what they were doing. They basically knew on what kind of position that they're going to be in, and basically they were just prepped and prepared. So hopefully this time, the only thing that I'm worried about is that if Kira Esports go for that same strategy yet again, ESM Elite will be able to read them like a book and just eliminate them one by one. Talking about the site being on Basement Church, we will see Paktoon Kid manning the Alda and also a total of 2 Maestros EV light camps, which not only gives information but also denial of plant, which is necessary. And also talking about the operator speaks from the defensive side, you have Valk with 3 cams. I mean, you have 2 interlopes, you have 2 trap ops, the Melusi and the Smoke, and also the Jaeger with a total of 3 ADSs. With it, ESM Elite will be on match point 6-3, whereas Mojo is in a very aggressive spot yet again, though. In Lounge was about to find a player, but at that time he decides to fall back in towards the side and just decides to let the attacker get control on Garage and then slowly make their way in towards the side, focusing on opening the hashes, focusing on getting in towards the side, and then eliminating players one by one. Rattle will be able to find one of the players via the drone, where Misamo will force back to go in towards blue, and I believe that's exactly what Kira Esports is going for the push yet again. 1 push in oil pit, 1 push in blue, 1 in kitchen, actually 2 in kitchen, and also in the main stairs too. The hatch will be open from the Hibana as the sledge almost finds the head of the Jaeger, but unfortunately couldn't get the shot at the right time. The breaching charges yet again will be used to take out the breach charge, and with it, the attackers are almost on their way to try to get the control of the site. All they have to do is just remove the Jaeger out of the equation and then go for the plant. Will it happen, or will we see ESM Elites countering their push again? Let's find out.
Blue is definitely about to be the side of contention as Shulker has seen the flashbangs, well, heard the flashbangs coming in. His ADSs have found 2 of them. The third one went through relatively unharmed, of course, because of the way Jaeger ADSs work these days. But Nisamo himself is going to take a bit of damage right there while defending the position he's in. Thanu, however, is coming in for a bit of a flank as Shulker's taken a ton of damage, presumably from Blue as well. As in the meanwhile, Churchball gets open, but the Valkyrie's gonna push, get 1. Can he get 2? Yes, he does! Mojo double! And in the meanwhile, Thanu finds Shinra, making the match suddenly that much harder for Kira Esports to try and survive in. It is now 5 versus 2, all down to Deathamer, and only Deathamer, as Paktoon finds 1. And in the meanwhile, Deathamer's taking a lot of shots from below. From above, it'll be the C4 from Mojo to finish off. the round. I'm sorry for laughing right there, ladies and gentlemen, but the way the sledge's body ragdolled and got stuck on the hatch was a bit too funny for that situation. But regardless, ESM Elite with a brilliant performance on the map of Clubhouse will be the ones to win it here today in the final game of the second day of the Esports Cup Pro League Division 1 Season 4. Plenty of numbers, you get the point. But yeah, all things considered, 7-3, a good score, especially against a Kira Esports that had won their first game already. ESM will be putting their first points on board here today, and that is certainly going to make things all the more better for them as a team going forward in this division, as we of course will find out. But before we do, of course, in just a moment we will be going into relive the moment to talk about the match that we just had, and oh boy was it ever a fantastic one indeed. In fact, we're going to be going into relive the moment right here right now, actually talking about where both sides went wrong. And really, the only thing I have to say about Kita Esports' defense is they started off, effectively speaking, on the wrong foot. Why do I say that? It's because they tried a fairly standard-ish second floor gym bedroom defense, but where they kept losing, started and kept losing, was their gunfights. Look at this on the second round. We see that new jammer that has done an amazing job at absolutely denying everything from the side of the attack. But what does ESM Elite do? They decide to push in confident in their gunfights and shutting down the side of the defense. Unfortunately, on round 3, it couldn't exactly happen the same way, even though ESM wanted it to be. Shinra was very much aware that the push could come in through that CCTV window. He was the one to get those 2 kills and, of course, finished off the round. ESM a little bit all over the place in round 3, but excuse me, right there. Even then, it wasn't exactly the last time Kira Esports took a round. You had this gym bedroom push from the side of E-Samurai that unfortunately really wasn't to be, especially right towards the end. Not sure what happened to Shulker, i.e. Misamo, in that situation. I still believe he should have won that, and he didn't. But, whatever happened in that round aside, we will, in fact, be seeing the Montaigne Rush from the side of ESM Elite. This was a play, ladies and gentlemen. This was something that definitely got me going in this match. But unfortunately for the side of ESM Elite, that is, for Kira Esports, that is, going into attack, they were very much caught for lack of droning, for lack of gunfight selection. I would say, their gunfight selection wasn't exactly the best, and overall, the way they decided to push keep getting caught out by ESM Elite's ESM Elite's plays, if you will, was not a good way to go for them continually. ESM Elite was refragging nearly every single round, and unfortunately, Kira Esports just couldn't seem to keep up. The one time they did on attack was when they ESM Elite, that is, went to second floor gym bedroom. However, it was a flawless round for Kira, but that was the only round in attack where they looked remotely good, shall we say. Once again, ESM on this round on Basement Church, the one that we just saw, Shulker's low on HP. Blue has been given away. The Valkyrie pushes out. Mojo gets the surprise on 1, but you would think that the IQ would chase and get the refrag. That didn't happen. Mojo was practically allowed to get away with those 2 kills, and then Thanu came in finding another one, of course, and a whole bunch of other stuff happened. And at the end of the day, those little moments right there were what really led it to a team winning or losing a particular situation, shall we say. A particular round in this match situation, of course. But all things considered, we had a fantastic time casting and talking about the match that we just had, ladies and gentlemen, as at the end of the day, it is the final match that we just did. So all things considered, it was a fun game, a good game from both sides, a good attempt from Kira Esports, but it was not to be, as we will in fact see in the standings table, which will go live on your screens in just a quick second right here. Actually, we'll go live right now. And according to the standings we're seeing right now, ESM finally putting their first rounds on board. They will be the ones in a sixth spot. Not exactly the best spot, but at least they've gotten a start. That is what we'll be looking at for the time being. Kid Esports will still retain their position, given that their round conversion rate hasn't exactly been hurt by much. Monka is on fourth, followed by Mission Gaming third, Valiance on second, and well, UG. I mean, UG is their position. Yeah, that is a position and a half. 13 plus minus. Yeah, that's a good way to end off the first week, if you will. And we'll be looking forward to more in the second week, which will go live starting with Division 3 on Tuesday, towards the evening, 6:30ish p.m. So, be there to catch all of the Division 3 action going live on your screens on the day of Tuesday. Save the date, folks, as we always do. But for the time being, we are going to be ending things off here from myself, Blackjack, my co-host, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Foxy. And we will see you day after tomorrow with Division 3 starting week 2. Stay tuned and good night.